Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kings and queens, and everyone in between. I am Ptah Shakur. I know my place in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. I'm in the upper room. God is, God is, God is. I, Ptah Shakur, I pledge to always look for the best in each and every circumstance and in each and every one, especially starting with myself. I come from love, I am love, and I choose to look at the world through the lens of love. I commit myself to choosing the upper room towards vibrating at the very highest level possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am free, I am free, I am free. Behold, I make all things new. So welcome in, everyone. This is a special edition, as we see on the bottom of the screen there. This is the we're on election eve, spooky time. We got rid of we just past the spooky Halloween, so we got another spooky occasion going on. So a lot of people was on edge, but best believe Ptah Shakur is here to kind of make everything kind of make sense and explain really what's going on and actually spread some love and light to everybody that's listening out there. But before I do that, I'm gonna let everyone out there go ahead and get a pad and paper. As you see, we're in school right now. Yeah, I hope you're not late. Woo, this is the great and dreadful day of the Lord. So you do not want to be counted absent at this particular time. So, like always, this particular program is going out live to the White Rose Community Television viewers here in York, Pennsylvania, the great York, Pennsylvania. For 9 months, it was actually the capital of the United States, a very, very powerful city that we live in right now. And it's going out also to Facebook. Shout out to all my TikTokers out there. Hey, I apologize. I got on TikTok kind of late, but they're really enjoying my content. So I got a lot of questions for my Ptah's mailbag that actually came from TikTok. So it's a little bit different crowd there. So I got to get right to the point at the very, very, very beginning. Can't delay not one bit. So, like I said, this is going out live. You want to get some of the videos that I've already produced, go ahead and check out YouTube on Ptah Shakur at YouTube, Ptah Shakur, Facebook, Rumble, TikTok, worldwide. Be a part of the Love Light movement. So, just real briefly, like I just mentioned, who will you choose to be your leader? We all know that what is said, individuals, that if you're actually the president of the United States of America, then you are the leader of the free world, as they say. So it's a very, very, very contagious time that we're living in. Anyone who has spent any bit of time around me and they able to catch any of the programming that I've been a part of, I am a big proponent that we are actually living in the time that was written in Revelation. We are living in those times right now. Go ahead and get your books out and blow the dust off of me. Go ahead and dive in. You can see those things are jumping off the pages as we speak. And so when it speaks about a new heaven and a new earth, we're going to get into that. What does that really mean? Just as a little hint, you go ahead and take your dollar bill and flip it over. And when you see that little pyramid with the capstone with the Eye of Horus, yes, the Eye of Horus. A lot of Egyptian comedic themes in the finances and the infrastructure of this great country of America. I wonder why. However, if you notice that capstone has that Eye of Horus, which represents knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You notice how it's separated from everything. It's separated from the body of the pyramid. I wonder why. And then if you look at that Novus Ordo Select one, what does that mean? You can know what New World Order. So individuals that want to go down that path, and we have quite a few individuals like the Global Economic Forum, Klaus von Schwab, I believe his name, along with Bill Gates and all the others, have something planned for you and I. But alas, rejoice, let not your heart be troubled, because there is another alternative, a blissful, beautiful alternative that is on the way, and it will not be delayed. And so that is called the new earth, and that's what's been spoken about in the scriptures, as well as speaking about the return of the Mahdi, the Christ consciousness, the 3D, 5D split. If you hear individuals talking about this, they're talking about this grand awakening, this time of great enlightenment. But where do you find it? You won't find it. Will not be televised. Well, this portion is. You could be thankful for that. Where do you find this heaven on earth? We're out in the galaxy. Which star system do you track down? Was it hiding behind the planet Mars? Or it was all the wise sages and the teachers, including Yeshua himself. Jesus. Yeshua Jesus actually was speaking about and actually explaining that the kingdom of God is in within ye. What does that mean? So we're going to break it down. We're going to go into all that. So if anybody doesn't know who I am, I'm doing a little brief kind of intro and to kind of let you know what I'm all about. I'm a Reiki practitioner, youth advocate, entrepreneur, spiritual guide channel, and I am here as a rebel, here to uninstall the cowardiceness that is in this trance-like situation that we all are. We're under a trance. If you don't know, then now you know. We're living in that great and dreadful day. It's great if you know what's going on, and it's dreadful if you do not. However, like I said, I've always wanted to see a program like this. However, it didn't exist, and so hence, let's go ahead and let's do the thing. And so, for all my YouTube subscribers, I'm up to 140 right now, soon to be 140,000. And like I said, that TikTok thing is going viral right now. I think I'm up to 300. I don't even know. I just got on TikTok about 3 weeks ago. So a lot of people are actually looking for this information. You might find yourself in one of three categories. And we got something for at least two of y'all. Nah, we got something for everybody. If you're on the upper track, so to speak, where I say the upper room, then you already understand that you are a divine being and you would do your due diligence every single second of your day to make sure you're expressing love, light, education, motivation for all those that are looking to get inspired by this particular time. And you're not shaken by the fear tactics or the outrage tactics that the politicians and the media are really putting together a nice little sandwich for us to keep us in this agitated, fearful, and outraged themed response. We all know that when you are in those particular situations, and we're going through some energy, y'all. I got some wonderful slides. Please stay tuned. I'm going to get right to it. I will not dally. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, hence you're going to see some great images that actually speak to what I'm saying. So all those are you already know what I'm about. We already know I got my starseed saluting to you. That we actually spread our light, like I said, you in the upper room. For those in the middle track, whew, that's the majority of us. 85% or so, maybe a little less as we move and graduate to this and through this wonderful energy. More and more people are getting activated, y'all. Those are the ones who's trying to ascertain, and they're questioning the belief systems. They're questioning the indoctrinations that they received when they were sitting in those classrooms, or what they entrusted their spiritual authorities with. Starting to reevaluate those particular belief systems and whether they fit in where we're going and whether they fit in enhancing your life and actually you moving out and listening to your heart and following your passions. Do they come in the way of your passions? If they do, you might want to sit down and actually look for them. And then the third, and I got something for y'all too. I got love. I would even give y'all some hugs. These are the people that's on the slow bus. These are the ones that say, I don't know nothing about all that new stuff that person's saying. I'm just going to stay with what I know works. And this is, how's that working for you? Dr. Phil was used to say, how's that working for you? So individuals that are just open your mouth and just go ahead and just, go ahead and put my arm out. Well, I need this. Oh, okay. Just give what? We're going over here now. If you're going to be easily followed around like sheeple, then this is not the taste for you. Matter of fact, it may have already irritated you. And I've met everybody in all three categories, and I got love and respect for you all. But hence, I'm here for those that are actually wanting to ascend and go up into the other room and find the best version of themselves. Well, in this particular program, we go into how to change your diet around. Because believe it or not, your diet is already changing inside your body. We're entering into a very, very unique space. Not just this planet, but every planet in the solar system is actually increasing in its frequency and vibration. Those that don't know, I'm coming with scientific, peer-reviewed science. I asked you, this is class here. I asked you to get a pen and pad because I will be making references for you to check for yourself. You can teach a man to fish. you can fish, and you can give a man a fish to eat for a day, but you can teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. And so, hence this information is coming out for you. Warning! The information you hear may excite you, may depress you, may trigger you, may cause a myriad of different emotions going on. This is a live call-in show, so if you like, I'll just drop everything I'm saying, and I would love to interact with individuals and actually share how powerful you are. Yes, you. If you had a bad day, you got cut off in traffic, you had a flat tire, you got that cantankerous person, that co-worker that just seems to know what buttons to push. Peace is something that is something hard as to come by. And so I'm offering peace in the form of knowledge. And by explaining this, that you are not a drop of the ocean, you are the ocean in the drop. You are a powerful, extra dimensional being. Did you know that? When you lay down at night, the greater part of you actually getting back in contact with that greater part of you. You can call it a myriad of things that you want. However, you are powerful beyond measure. And as you shine your light and follow your passions, you subconsciously give the right of everyone around you to entering to the timeline that you're going into. And hence, that's how we actually bring in the new earth. It's coming whether we like it or not. I'm making the analogy that we're actually on a sleeping dog. And that dog is sure enough coming alive. So you're going to see different things. I'm going to fast forward through all this. Different earthquakes, hurricanes, things of that nature. Things that's indicative of nature transforming into this new fifth dimensional reality. And yes, you are changing. This is what I started talking about, your diet. You are changing from the inside out. You are changing from a carbon-based structure to a crystalline structure. So some of you all may have already opted for more vegetables and light. You may be enamored by nature that you never even passed. You passed the same stretch of road year after year. Now you're looking at it like, man, that's a beautiful sunset. I'm feeling more connected to nature. There's something going on with me. That is a positive sign. And we'll go into some of those things as far as how you know that you're ascending, as well as how do you know as far as your DNA, how you know your DNA is being activated. I got some stuff for you as well. The map of consciousness, which is a wonderful tool to use to actually, for you to climb and actually get into your highest form of yourself. So if you have the lowest form as far as guilt, depression, and things of that nature, then you kind of, it's a step that you kind of move up. So I'm going to get into all that in a very little bit. So like I said, the purpose of this program is for all those that want to be educated. This is an educational program, not for entertainment. I'm not up here juggling, y'all. And this is, I prepared this particular information for you. So we're going to get into that. I got some wonderful slides, what I call posts you need to see. This is things you're not going to see in your media timeline here. Let me start with this one here. Boom. Boom. All right. Number one. First and foremost, like I was just mentioning to you, the time that we're living in, the strongest souls are on earth right now. And those particular souls are for those that understand that there are two overlapping realities. And instead of living in the energy of fear, they prepare to flourish regardless of what the outcome of this spiritual warfare is, because these spirits know that they are divinely protected and that they're here in this particular reality to evolve. That's the whole presence and the whole purpose of everything, is the purpose of evolution. This is what this time, this is what all the sages spoke about. This is the grandest time to be alive. And on the other foot, you have oppressors. Very, very small amount of them, only about 13 families. And I'll say some names now. Like I said, I love myself. I would never hurt myself. I would never kill myself. I'm a happily married man, family man, a man who looks to be a pillar in my community, and I don't plan on going on anywhere. And I have tremendous love for everyone. And regardless of who you voting for tomorrow, I got love and respect for Kamala Harris. I have love and respect to Mr. Donald J. Trump. And for whoever else you'll be going into the polls and voting for, I see everyone that's outside of me as merely as a reflection of who I am. And so there's always something that we can constantly learn from individuals and moving forward in this great, tremendous energy. So like I said, what does that mean? The strongest souls are on the planet right now. If you don't know, if you have some youth around you, if you ever seen yourself say, looking at a youth and say, man, that's an old soul. They even have this wonderful program on YouTube. Here's a reference. Get your pens ready. I'm going to get like a little bing, a little bell or something when I hit it. That's when you know to grab your pencils and pens. So there's a YouTube channel where there's young individuals that are right now on the planet, about 8, 9, 10 years old, and varying in ages, are actually remembering their past lives. How is that so? We'll go into that another time, but you go ahead and you check that out yourself. I know for a certainty that the most powerful, oldest souls in creation are now returning at this particular stage. Like I said, this is for all the marbles folks. And so this tremendous grand awakening, this time of energetic transformation. If you've seen those lantern flies, I was in a conversation with my big bro, Mr. John the Phoenix, and we was talking about those lantern flies that inundated our area maybe starting about a year or so ago, and it was a tremendous, no, more than that actually. He was saying, you see those things, those lantern flies, you gotta kill them, you gotta stomp them out. Why? Well, because they're gonna destroy their invasive species, and their fecal matter actually does something, and it blocks the plants and inhibits the ground. I know all that. Even knowing all that, I said I'm not gonna kill not one of those lantern flies. That is something that was actually produced. It has a purpose on this planet, whether you understand that purpose or not. It has a purpose of being here. Once upon a time, if you had a certain skin color, a little bit darker hue of the mind, you were considered an invasive species, and individuals would not hesitate to stamp you out. So let's give some love and appreciation for all life, because the frequency of God exists in all manner of life, and so we got to be a respecter of that. And so, like I said, this is the grandest time that we're living in. Like I said, we're going into that transformational stage, and this is my plea to everyone that is listening. I'm going to follow up before I end this program as well. Let's promote love and respect for one another, regardless of who your political candidate is, who you choose to be your leader. Like Ptah Shakur, I'm a sovereign being. I'm the presence of divine harmony constructed in this physical form. Just like you. I'm no different than any one of you all. However, I don't choose to subscribe to that, because believe it or not, there's a change coming. There's a reckoning coming, where individuals very, very shortly are going to realize that the media and these promises of our politicians on a presidential level, we got some really cool politicians here locally, I ain't going to lie. But on a local level, it's time for a tremendous change, because believe it or not, there's a shadow government that's been taking over this country and in the world since the 1950s. And believe it or not, it's Bing. Go ahead and get your pen and pad. You can go ahead and check. I believe it's Eisenhower. Dwight Eisenhower, in his farewell speech, he made mention of the industrial military complex and what he was afraid of at that particular time, and hence we moved right up on in there. And so I did say I would never hurt myself, I would never kill myself. Got to keep those crosshairs off of me. However, we're moving into a new day, and whether you vote for the left side of the bird or the right side of the bird, there'll be a period of time that maybe it might be time to go pick another animal. This is a time of transformation. This time of new. I'm not saying this. Nature is saying this is a time for change. And even in your own personal life, chaos will be knocking at your door if change is not listening to. I got my finger up, so this is normally I'm gonna rub my hands together. Yeah, this is where I'm about to go into some stuff right now. So understand that the whole purpose of this creation is to constantly change and evolve. It's the most unwanted thing in creation, but it's the most consistent thing in creation. Imagine that. And so we got to constantly evolve and get out of our, this leads into my another, before I go to, that leads into my comfort zone. Let me put a bun in that. Leads into your comfort zone. But before I do that, make mention to the other posts that I have here. I get a lot of questions as far as how you energetically prepare yourself and protect yourself during this particular time. We got energetic vampirism. You got people can steal your energy. Now, some of you all can relate to that. You ever get around that one particular person and you just, I feel drained, I feel tired, I need to take a bath. Please do. Put some Epsom salt in that bath. Or get this wonderful crystal here. It's the black tourmaline. I'm doing a public service here, folks. So I'm going to make sure that I go down the list, and I don't have a lot of time. So the benefits of black tourmaline: it protects you from psychic attacks, safeguards you from nightmares, attracts positive vibes, move my big head out the way, protects you from the evil eye, people looking at you and just projecting and sending energy to you, trying to get you caught up. Yeah, they out here, y'all. They out here. Some of y'all is some of them haters right now. Y'all ain't gonna admit to it. You be denied that you in denial if you want to. This also removes fear, removes negativity. I can't even see what's on the other part of here. And it improves mental health. So this is like I said, wonderful thing to do. This is very, very needed right now because like we're living in a time right now, like I said, the veil is really thin. Some of you all have already had precognitions, individuals coming to your dreams, seeing things at the side of your eye. Yeah, the veil is always thin around this Hallows Eve time anyways. And so as we move closer to 2025, 2026, 2027, we got some tremendous things. This was like Jesus said, it's a greater work shall ye do. What does that mean? What did Yeshua mean by that? What did Yeshua mean? That if you imbue yourself with the spirit of Jesus, Yeshua, that you too will be just like him. Not in the point of prostration, but the point of what Jesus or Yeshua wanted individuals to be the level of enlightenment. That's the only thing you want to do when you're a loving, giving soul. You just want for your brother what you want for yourself. But we're going to keep on topic here. Like I was saying about the comfort zone. Some of y'all are like, where'd he go? Oh, come back. I hear you, please. Ha! I'm back. So, like I was mentioning about your comfort zone. It's very, very important that you constantly adapt, and do something small. I would say individuals every month, just change something around in your room. I made this analogy, and I've said this on this program before. I was walking with my son, and I had my hand on his back, and we was just walking down the street at the same speed. I'll do a little analogy here, and I told him to stop or resist moving forward in the form of evolution or progress. And he stopped his feet, of course, and I had my hands, and I just kept on pushing. And he kept resisting, and I just kept on pushing. That's an analogy that we have as far as chaos. Like I said on this program many a time, and you can go ahead and question me if you like. The phone number is 717-846-5067. I'll try to look at the comments on the Facebookie. However, I'd said it before and I'll say it again. Those individuals, those angels and those demons, they wear the same jersey. You may have a whisper, and it comes from your heart. It's very important to listen to your heart at this particular time. You run things through your ego consciousness and your indoctrination and your belief system. It's taking too long. If it vibrates with your heart, do it. Follow your heart, follow your passion. However, if we find ourselves and we listen to that small whisper, whether it be in the form of in your workplace, you might get this voice to step up and be assistant manager there at your convenience store or whatever place you may work at, construction or whatever. And so you tell yourself, I'm going to step to the plate. I'm going to tell that manager tomorrow that I'm requesting, I'm demanding a chance to become the assistant manager to hence improve my growth and development. However, when we find ourselves, when we see that manager, he comes with the clipboard and says your name and do you choke up? What is that? What is that resistance from what it is that you said that you gave your word to yourself, your will? How many times do we break our own word to ourselves? And we make that turn so easy. I'm going to go this way. No, I'm going to change things real quick. And then how often do we leave other people on the hook, so to speak? They break their word just one little bit. Oh, we ready to throw a whole fit. You said you was going to do this. Blah, 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 blah. We would go to work on them. However, how are we holding ourselves to that same type of standard as well? What that is that you have another version, you have another consciousness within yourself. A consciousness that you can either imagine it being like a little teddy bear, or you can imagine it being like a horrible oppressor. There's individuals right now that are contemplating taking their own lives as a result of this inner dialogue, of this body consciousness speaking to individuals. They can find no peace because of their own inner construct. Best believe your enemy is inside of you. There is no enemy outside of you. You can blame Trump or Kamala or Biden all you want. You can think that they're your enemy. They're not. You can think that they're your leader. They're not. And the more that we can fall in love with that idea that anything outside of us can be a leader or an enemy, we're falling into the illusion of separation. So when you find yourself looking, like I said, going to get that job, and you find yourself having that resistance, or you want to go ahead and exercise and get your summer body ready in advance, and you get your head sneakers and you get everything to match, and you get your sweatbands and everything, and as soon as you open up the door, you get a voice, it's kind of cold outside. Maybe not. Maybe tomorrow. You know what? Maybe next week. If you constantly are embedded with those thoughts that keep you from achieving your higher self, you have a problem. How many times, this is a question for everybody out there, does that inner dialogue, does it ever tell you you're beautiful? Does it ever tell you that you are wonderful, you're tremendous, unique, and you are the presence of divine God, a divine grid programmer? You are a extension of the most divine, holy source imaginable. Does your mind say that? Or does it say things that constantly remind you of your failings, remind you of things that you have not walked the perfect path, as they say? So keep it charged. Understand that your mind is the only enemy. He that is in me is your enemy. But we are going to rock and roll. So like I was saying about the your growth journey, which is embedded in this particular little screen right here, which shows your comfort zone. Now I'm going to have to go to another little screen because I can't see it too well on here. I got my glasses on. Oh no, I got a, let me go. Boom. We're going to find it on my phone right here. Where we at? Go ahead, talk amongst yourself. Anybody have any questions or comment, please call in 717-846-5067. But like I said about your comfort zone, you feel safe and in control. I need to get a little stick or something. Yeah, all the way here at the end is your comfort zone. This is where you're safe and in control. You're feeling relaxation, your ease. Now you're moving to growth and development. We're going to come on this way here. Then you go into the fear zone. That's the fear and excuses. You're constantly making excuses for yourself. You're breaking your word to yourself. You let other people, like I said before, you better not break your word to me. You get the guilt, you get the eyes, you get everything else. But we constantly give excuses for our own selves and look to put our failings on others that we vote into office. You're afraid of others' opinions, low self-confidence. It's time to really come to, what do they say, have a come to Jesus moment. You really analyze yourself. Do I have confidence in who I am? Do I have confidence of where the country is going? Do I have confidence in what this world is presenting itself? And if you answer yourself no, then I don't blame you. I really don't. That just shows that you're falling in line with the oppressors and the mass media and the individuals that have trained us to be that particular way. Believe it or not, there's 1% of the population that owns 99% of the wealth, resources, and they're going for 99.9. I need everybody to listen up. Endgame's close. I wouldn't be up here doing this particular program if it wasn't. So, if you find yourself in that fear zone, that's fine. That's fine. Ptah Shakur is here to give you a big hug. Huggy. And to tell you that you are powerful. Let me go even further before I move on. Did you know there's something called the double slit experiments? I'm sorry. Let me breathe in some of this wonderful air. Calm down, so make sure you all are paying attention and keeping up there with your pens and pads. So did you know there's something called the double slit experiments, in which it's been proven through human consciousnness, not just human, but we're going to talk about human consciousness. We have the ability to have particles. We decide whether particles remain a particle or revert back into waves of possibility. I'm not going to go into the whole thing. You should have your pen and paper. I've been doing this program for going on 2 years now. So we're out of the 101. We're in the 202. So go ahead and do your homework yourself, and you'll find about the double slit experiment. And I have another one here for you as well. Is an experiment they did with plants. Plants have a consciousness as well. This is what they did. I don't mind going into this one. First time saying it on live TV. And this is live, like I said. Go ahead and call in 717-846-5067. I entertain any questions that actually come my way. So, what scientists did, they had a dark room, 4 corners. They placed a large plant in one of the corners. Now, in the center of the room is a particular dynamo that would just randomly shine a light into one of those 4 corners. It was one of those random generators. So it might go this corner, this corner, this corner, that corner, this corner, this corner. So they first did the experiment 100 times with nothing being in there. No one being in there. It's just random. Light goes here, light this corner, this corner twice. Random generator. Randomness in the computer system. Then when they put a particular large plant in the corner, they found that the findings were a little different. It would go to the plant, the corner where the plant is, over here, over the plant is. It would skew the numbers, and they would scratch their head like, why is it having the plant? Why does it affect the probability the index? And what I'm here to say to you, verily, that you have the ability to affect the improbability functional formula. But some people call it luck. There's a lady that's on, bing, that's the bell. Go ahead and get your pen and paper. There's a lady that's on YouTube as well. I forget what her name is. I'll come prepared with that another time. But she has something called Selected, Projected, Expected, Collected. It's called SPEC. SPEC. I got to talk kind of slow in case everybody write that down. S is in Sam. S is in select, meaning that you pick whatever it is what you want to have in your mind that you want. Like, I would like to have a, I don't know, a Lamborghini car, whatever it is that you want. And then P, you project it. How do you do that? You do that in something simple as what they call like a vision board. Some of you out there, y'all tried this and y'all know this works. This is a universal law. It's not random. Luck is not random at all. Affluence is not random at all. That's why that 1% don't want you to know this. So, you project it. You project it in the form of vision boards. You project it by even just having it, a reminder. You look at your phone. Lamborghini, 4-seater Lamborghini, red, tan interior. The more detailed you get with your imagination, which is your superpower. Remind you before, like I said on this program many times, the Native Americans made it rain through their rain dances. They didn't call on a god. They didn't call the god of the wind and the god of the birds. They imagined that it was raining. They imagined the water splashing on their feet. They imagined the dirt and the mud between their toes. By the utilize the power of your imagination, you are able to unlock and manifest your powers. Hence, the reason why we're in these particular schools and we're learning to recite who the 5th president is and the state flower. Their school system is set up for us to learn how to be great workers, not to be titans of industry, not to be creative artists and things of that nature that actually would add to the world instead of adding to a world that is on the way out. So select it, project it, like I said, or even get in a conversation with individuals that you trust. And you say, hey man, this is what I want to do. Like I say, show me your 5 closest friends and I can predict your future. If you don't have a success team around you, you need to find one. If you don't have anybody, I designate myself. I'll be part of your success team. Go ahead and hit me up on Facebook, Ptah Shakur, YouTube, Ptah Shakur, 1111, Instagram on there a little bit. TikTok is blowing up and crazy. Like I said, come check out some of the videos and posts that I put on there. So expect it. So after you project it, let me see what time I got right here. We freestyling, huh? We really freestyling out here. So we enjoying ourselves. Like I said, this is election day, eve, going into some serious time. So I'm going to get some levity and some love light entertainment for you also right now. So after you project it, after you do your vision board, after you speak to these powerful individuals that you trust, and after you have reminders on your phone, you constantly, when you lay down at night, you're thinking about the details of this particular thing that you want, and you're tying your emotions into it as well. If you wanted that red 2-seater with the red interior and the drop top, or the pine saw smell, imagine with the feel of the wind against your bald head. If you got hair now, then that's great. With the sunroof, how does it feel with the sun on your skin? How does it smell when you're at that beautiful home at the lake or over there by the pier and you smelling the salt water and things of that nature? Tie all this in, preferably when you're just in your waking up stage, that's when you're in your most powerful stages, y'all. Or if you're just about to go to sleep, those are a time to actually review your day and project and positively contaminate your next day by your thinking. This is things that is the laws of principles of creation. They call it the secret. The individuals that are on the upper echelon of business and finances, and the Jeff Bezos and the Zuckerbergs, they know this information to be true, hence they don't want you to know. So after you do all this projecting stuff, then you just expect it. You do a quiet type of, wouldn't it be nice if I'll get that? You put it in the back of your brain. You don't keep it in the front of your brain. There's a powerful book that I once read called Asked and It's Given. And what they share in that particular is a myriad of different type of exercises to do to manifest things into your life. And one thing you do, just set it and forget it. Just like you see those little infomercials where they have this easy little machine, and you just put a couple carrots and put a roast beef in there, and you press the button and you go leave to walk the dog, and you come out and you got this beautiful meal. Set it and forget it. Say it once. Wouldn't it be nice? Like I said, you could project it by looking at it, but just do it that one time. You don't want to keep asking, and you get the wrong type of vibe when you're like, please, I need this. Remember, prayer, the highest form of prayer, listen up, is by demanding what is yours by right. And what is that? That is everything, because you are a divine being. You are God incarnate. And until you know that, it's going to be difficult for you to manifest positive things in your life. Believe it or not, you've already been manifesting in your life. Yes, I mean that bad relationship. You've been manifesting that. Why? Because you're focusing on things that you don't want. Remember, energy goes where your thought goes. And I have another screen that actually alludes to that in a little bit. So like I said, once you get out of that fear zone, and that's a difficult zone, folks, and that's the zone that we need to be pulling out of it right now, because best believe there are going to be more things that's going to keep you in the most fearful manners. Threats of war, rumors of war. Wait, that's in Revelation, isn't it? Yes. Insanity and cancer running rampant. Yes, I think that's taking place as well. So best believe it's going to be more, even some of the man-made apprehension or how I say, fearful or outrageous things. Watch the media in the next couple of months and to see that individuals carefully trying to keep us in that fear zone. But we're going to break through. We're going to break through. We have nothing, no weapon formed shall prosper. So when you move into the learning zone, you then use to start this acquire new skills, regardless of how old you are. You may learn to go speak another language. I don't know. Expand your comfortable boundaries. You might find yourself interacting with people that you normally don't want to interact. You normally never interact with. Like, oh man, I got individuals, like I said, I got love and respect for Kamala, Trump. I don't care what your persuasion is. I don't care how you look. I don't care if you're a hillbilly. I don't care if you're a socialite. It does not matter. So when you are in that certain mindset and you're in the learning zone, you realize that everyone outside of you is just merely a reflection of you. And so you learn you from you. And the only way you do that is by interacting with these other individuals. And hence that's a program, it's a little shameless plug with the Hour of Power. This is taking place this upcoming Wednesday. Mr. Buddy Gould will be on this particular program. The Hour of Power is a program for the community to come out, share any type of wonderful feel-good stories you have, any stories with youth, involvement as far as entrepreneurship or any type of great stories going on, entrepreneurs, businesses, varying opinions. I'm looking for some MAGA people. If you're listening right now, go ahead and send a comment, call in. I want to have you right here in the seat on Our Power. Let's dialogue. You neo-Nazi, I ain't scared of none of y'all. We can sit here and have this conversation. I don't care if black, white, and there's some other things walking around this earth right now. I ain't scared of them neither. So when you're in that learning zone, you realize that your fear will gradually disappear. It ain't going to disappear overnight, folks. But as you understand that when you take your focus, all of the fearful and the horrible things that are going on in your community and it's going on inside your nation, and you start to be more inwardly focused, focus on meditation, focus on bettering yourself, you'll notice that that noise gets less and less and less. Hence, that's how we bring in this new reality. It starts with you and I. As we start to better ourselves, we subconsciously give the thumbs up for everyone else to drop the fearfulness and enter into their own personal peace of mind and it's on the way, folks. Light always overcomes the darkness. So all you got to do, no matter how long that darkness can be around for a million years, all it takes is a second of light, and it dispels it. So as you move out of your learning zone, then you move into the growth zone, when you realize you're taking these challenges head on, you're setting ambitious goals. You realize that you have 2 lives. Did you know that? You actually have 2 lives. Your second life begins when you realize you only have 1 life. I'll say that again. You have 2 lives. This is take 2. You have 2 lives. Your second life begins when you realize you only have 1 life on this ball of earth. We used to live longer than we were living, 67 years. So then you start to go for broke. You discover a new purpose in your life. You set ambitious goals. You realize that this law of attraction, that whatever you put your mind on it to manifest, it starts coming to you easy. Finances start coming to you easy. Wonderful relations start coming to you easy, as opposed to these harmful relationships. Like I said before, the more we focus on things that we don't want, the more the universe says, okay, that's what they're thinking about. Give them some more. Yes, that's even including your crappy car. We have a tendency to do this. We start off really great. You know what? I would like to have a great, wonderful car. I want to have that red car with the tan interior, a 4-door. And you can go into some more details. You can tell us about the smell. You can tell us about the interior and how fast it goes and RPM. But no, we stop there. We say, you know what? Because the car that I got is a piece of crap. Window don't work. Every time I turn on the heat, the AC come on. I put on the AC, the heat come on. Only one wiper blade works. So the more we go into the quagmire and the horrible harshness of things, the more we create that. Have you noticed that locally? There was a time when I was a youth education director, and there was a drama seekers. Even our youth have learned the ways of the drama seekers. See, little girls, 6, 7 years old, come in just talking about drama. And the first thing I would say to them, did you all hear about the shooting that took place? Oh yeah, we heard about shooting. Everybody got something to say. So okay, this is what we're going to do. Instead of going into the details of what made that thing wrong, we're going to stop. We're going to pause right there. We're going to close our eyes. We're going to take a deep breath, and we're going to find one thing that we love about our city. And this goes into what I'm going to share before I kind of close out. This is very, very important, moving into this political upheaval, which is a good thing. God is in everything. And so what I have with the youth, I told them to imagine one good thing about the city, whether it be a basketball park, their favorite food, favorite restaurant, their home, their bed, their teddy bear, I don't know. And I said, imagine a white light emanating or coming out of that particular thing. And that white, beautiful, powerful, precious light would then expand over the entire city using a little bit of light therapy. Like I said, your imagination is your superpower. So there's ways that you can conduct. I forgot to mention, I'm a Reiki practitioner. I think I did mention in the healer. That's how you bring the healing. This is one of the ways to bring healing modalities and things by envisioning light. And there's a certain process to do that. So teaching those to the youth. That just no need to kind of constantly go into the problem. I've done that with other individuals. They'll just talk on in how bad everything is. And I stop them real quick. No. We're going to talk about the positive, because that's how you bring in the positive. So like I said, we're going to go and keep moving on. So this is how you move into your growth zone. And then the other image that I got up there as well is about the map of consciousness. Now I'm going to read this real slow. And I'm going to go ahead and move over here so you can read along with me, folks. The universe responds to your frequency. It doesn't respond to what you want. I'm going to go ahead and take a deep breath and then repeat that again. The universe responds to your frequency. It does not respond to personal desires, wants, or needs. It only understands the frequency in which you are vibrating at. For example, if you are vibrating in the frequency of fear, guilt, shame, for those who's watching at home, this is in the lower end. This is down by the this red color right here. That's the lower. This is where suffering. This is where you're kind of getting by. We just survive. I'm on survival. And this is when you're up here. You're tapping into the flow. You understand that you have an interaction with life. You have an interaction even with the the molecules and the particles of the things that's in your room right now. As well, then you move up to where the upper echelon, where this is where you find the Krishnas, the Buddhas, the Jesus and Yeshua, individuals that was able to attain this level of consciousness. And believe it or not, one individual that's at this particular level can counteract 20,000 on this level, 100,000 on this level, 200,000 on this level. For all those on earth saying, how are we going to bring in this new heaven and the new earth? It's so many people that's lost. So many people that are suffering, so many people that don't have a clue. Let not your heart be troubled, because that all we need is a certain amount of percentage of individuals that are on the upper level. It already counterbalances it out anyway. It's kind of like grading on the curve. So there's peace and prosperity for all. Don't worry about that at all. So like I said, you're operating in those lower frequencies of guilt, shame. You're going to attract things of that same vibration. Conversely, if you're up here and this is the area here like joy, abundance. If you're vibrating at a frequency of love, joy, abundance, you're going to attract things that help support that frequency. It's kind of like turning on a radio station. You got to understand that all the radio stations are playing at the exact same time. It's not that you just turn your dial and then all of a sudden it starts to play. It's already, all these wave of possibilities are all abundant at every moment of the day. However, based off of where your frequency of vibration is, depends on what you're listening to. So it's kind of like turning in a radio station. Like I said, if you're tuning into the music you want to listen to, you have to be tuned into the energy you want to manifest in your life. Change your mindset, and it will change your life. So I got about 10 more minutes to go on this particular expression of knowledge. So I'm going to get to my last slide here, which is, how do you know? People, I get this question quite a bit. And keep a reminder, there's individuals that's not doing too well. Pretty much half of the population, it's not going to be doing too well tomorrow or Wednesday morning, so to speak. Your person that you put your hopes and faith in to be your leader might not win. So you might be a little bit dejected, understandably so. However, keep this particularly in mind, that to be aware that you're actually evolving into this 3D consciousness, into this Christ consciousness, like I was sharing, there's telltale signs. One of the easy ones, I ain't got to look for this one. If you're noticing repeating numbers, 1111, 444, 555, 666, 911, 119. This is the 119 and 911, from what my experience tells me. That's your ancestors are trying to get in contact with you. What I tell you that we are living, the veil is getting thinner, y'all. So you may notice these different things. You may hear ringing in your ears from out of nowhere. Oh man, I need to go to the doctor. I must got something wrong. Maybe there's nothing wrong with your ear. You're picking up. You're being downloaded by frequencies. Even the sun right now. There are logos. This beautiful logos that have been kept us alive. If you notice the different architectures and different things in ancient Egypt, that give you a clue that tremendous change happens through the sun. Because best believe it, the sun actually rotates around a sun as well. That's the homework for another day, to figure out what does the sun rotate around. Then you would get into some real kind of deep stuff. But like I was saying, everything is evolving at this particular time. And so, like I said, noticing ringing in your ears. There's nothing wrong with your ears. Having precognition. You may have already experienced this. You'd be speaking about someone, and then the phone rings. Oh my goodness, I was just talking about you. Or you'd be talking, they just walk around the corner. So what does that mean? I explained to you a little bit, or the little time that I do have, is that you're getting in sync, and you're listening to the small whispers that are sent electromagnetically right into your mind, telepathically, for you to do something. Something as simple and innocuous as look at the clock, look at the license plate, look at the address. Oh man, I keep noticing 7174. If you notice 714-147-417, if you can hear me, regardless if this is live on TV or if you even never hear the recording, send me a message there, Ptah Shakur at 1111gmail.com. We got to have a conversation. So noticing these repeating numbers and things of that nature are a telltale sign that you are moving and grooving into the right direction. So signs that you're transitioning, you stop worrying and complaining about life because you see everything in the universe working in divine harmony for all beings, and everything will be okay. It might sound far-fetched with some of y'all. Like, what is he talking about? There can't be no peace. There's always something to complain about. Take a deep breath. Learn meditation. Control yourself. There's individuals that are laughing and manifesting, skipping, and enjoying this wonderful ride on this blue ball of earth through the cosmos, because this is the most powerful time to be alive right now. We're ready for it. We got a popcorn and I can't even wait till tomorrow. So, number 2, you start to have an insatiable urge to discover as much spiritual, metaphysical, conscious, or esoteric knowledge that you as possible, and you feel truth calling for you. You're listening to your heart. You're realizing that your religious and your academic authorities may not be telling you the whole truth. It may bring those lower level, I'm not going to bring that scale back, but you may get a little angry. I said we're living in a reckoning time, and if you notice what's going on with Mr. Diddy, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's going to get more into entertainment, more into politics, more, and everything will be seen in this wonderful enlightenment state. The light is shining, and as you start to realize that, it's understandable. You might get upset, you might get angry, you might want to hit the streets, you might want to protest. I'm calling for peace. I'm calling for understanding. I'm calling for love. I'm calling you to understand that this is something that was foretold. This isn't accidental. This didn't come up and surprise nobody. It didn't even surprise me. Hence, it's the reason why I have this particular show. You also understand you have a miraculous synchronicity to blur the lines between reality and dreams. What's real anymore? You start to, like I said, noticing 11:11. Start to noticing these different things ringing in your ears. Flashes on the side of your eyes. You might even see orbs and things of that nature. Number 4, you are not trapped in a lower vibrational negativity of world news, and you're matured to see the positivity and beauty in the world that's headed to true peace. So if you're watching the NBC Nightly News and understand those 30 minutes of prescribed knowledge, understand it just all of the major companies, all the major media companies are owned by 6 companies. Yeah, we're going to talk about BlackRock. We're going to talk about Lockheed Skunk Works and the anti-gravitic technologies that they're hiding from us, and information that's underneath of the Vatican as well. Information that Nikola Tesla has shared 100 years ago. How to use zero-point energy that the JP Morgans stopped to fund Mr. Tesla, because they realized that if everybody would have went in that particular direction, there would be no money to be made for those particular things. But like I said, study the news very, very carefully, and be careful that let's wait for the next outrage, whether it be man-made or whether it be natural, that's going to cause everybody to remain in that fear zone like I was mentioning before. Last but not least, I'm running out of time here, folks. There's a serene calm surrendered within your heart, and you know that Mother Earth is evolving to a higher dimension, and those who are of higher consciousness will go with her into the new earth. As you are awakened for truth, you are born and prepared to go into the fifth dimension. If you're alive right now, if you're pulling air right now, regardless of who you vote for tomorrow or who you choose to be your leader tomorrow, it's a glorious time to be alive. This is the time when all the scriptures and scrolls talked about. This is the time of the return of Christ consciousness. I always had a question when I was a young man. I was, when Christ comes, how will you see him? Is he going to be a large individual coming out of the sky like one of them Justice League Unlimited? Just, oh my God, he's coming out of the sky. And in China, you might see a finger. And then over in Africa, you might see a portion of a chest as this individual just ascends from space and hopefully doesn't smash into the earth and destroy it. What does all that mean? This Christ consciousness that Jesus alluded to is a energetic transformation period that the earth is going through as well. And be careful of the media kind of telling Mother Nature as evil. There's a Key and Peele episode we're talking about black ice. that crazy black ice is going to come get you. Or the wicked weather of the tornadoes. And trying to personalize and give negative connotation to natural events just to keep you and I scared. But yes, there will be those things to take place. There will be subduction of certain areas So there will be loss of life and things of that nature. This is just something that is prescribed. You have individuals that are doing their due diligence to help push. They're trying to create so much angst and so much negative frequency within the earth so they can trigger a major catastrophe. Because believe it or not, they've already started building quite a things underground. I don't really got time to go into all that. But like I said, best believe, for those that want to head to that New World Order, excuse me, good luck. You're going to come around. It's much like the game of Candyland. You're going to make it to the end, whether you keep landing on gumdrop, whatever, have to start the game over, or just go to slow every time you roll the dice. It's one. One. That's great. I mean, you eventually you get to this wonderful peace and enlightenment that is available to us, to every single last one of us. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. This is a program. I try my due diligence. I got things to do, folks. Very busy. Try to do this program every single Monday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Please check me out on TikTok at Ptah Shakur. That's how you spell it. I don't got time to explain it. And hence, I'm asking everybody out there to find your heaven on earth. What does that mean? That means even if going for a walk, if you find yourself in a depressive state, let not your heart be troubled. That's part of this transformation. You may experience lack of sleep. You may experience a lot of physical things as we transfer into this crystalline structure. But to find that peace on earth is really, really prominent and important in this particular day. Go take a walk. Like I said before, motion begets motion. Stagnation begets stagnation. That's scientific principle. Things at rest tend to stay at rest. Things in motion tend to stay in motion. What does that mean? When you find yourself in a funk, go ahead and go into that learning zone and do something different. Go outside amongst nature. It's getting kind of cool outside. That's cool. It's beautiful scenery and things in that nature. You might even get a sign. You might get a couple blue jays or some cardinals. You might even get a couple signs from nature to let you know the abundance of connectionness that you have with that nature. And then when you do that, I promise you, you'll get in contact with the God divine within. If you need to reach out to someone, reach out to myself. I'll be love to have a little conversation with everyone. I am a certified transformational life coach. Forgot to mention that as well. So when you do that, I promise you'll get in contact with the God divine within. And then when you do get in contact with the God divine within, let's do our due diligence to share some of that wonderful peace with each and every person that is walking around this face of the earth, masquerading as your fellow human beings. But we really know that that's just another extension of ourselves that we're here to learn from. And if you have that mentality, it makes learning easier when you're here to learn something from them. That's not your enemy. That is your friend. Your enemy is that he that exists within you. That is something for you to learn and master within yourself. So whoever's out there pushing your buttons and seeming to make you all angry, need to understand, well, who? I give those people permission. But they say something to you and say, you got a bald head and you're ugly. I would have to agree with that in order for it to affect me. Understand that. Like I said, let's find out heaven on earth, and I promise you get in contact with the God divine within. And when you do that, let's do our due diligence to share our love and light with everybody in our periphery. This is Ptah Shakur, and love and light to you all. Starseed salute.